Good morning, Mayor and Council. I have a request for you today to approve a $150,000 contract to HDR to perform a railroad inventory and analysis. Now, what in the world is that? So, unfortunately, whenever it comes to railroads in the general area, there's a lot of information we really just don't know about it at this time, and it's very difficult to coordinate with the railroad companies. It's been one of those things that staff has been struggling with for a long period of time. And also as far as long-range planning, it's been very difficult to get that coordination. So this is a plan that's going to get us that first step into getting there. The first part is going to be doing an inventory, which is going to be, first of all, inventorying where the existing railroad tracks are, and also getting an understanding of how often that they are running. Is it active? Is it not in use? So we can understand what is in use, what has been abandoned. There has been discussion between the city, the county, and the MPO boundary, which includes the other cities in Smith County, Lindale, White House. Many of them have had questions. If a portion of rail line has been abandoned, can it be acquired for reuse for city purposes? So first of all, as far as the inventorying goes, this plan will give us that data so there could be that jumping off point so we can understand if a portion is even available for potential city acquisition. The second part of it is really getting into the analysis, which is talking about looking at all of the different crossings that are going through the entire county. So the railroad line goes, of course, throughout the cities, the county, but the actual crossings where it goes past a street, typically the maintenance for that is going to be on the local municipality, whoever's going to be maintaining that. So City of Tyler, could be TxDOT, could be the county. And whenever it comes to maintaining those crossings, there is coordination that goes along with that. But again, there's a lot of times that knowing what is the condition of the crossings, what's going to be the experience for the driver going across it. Also, are there other safety measures in place at each one of these crossings for other modes of transportation, bicycles, pedestrians? So it's going to be doing an analysis of each of these crossings. So all of the different municipalities who are a part of it, who would be looking at potentially doing upgrades for crossings, can again have that data so they can know how to prioritize what are the needs of the area. I know I saw an article through KLTV, I believe it was just last week, saying that there was a vehicle that had some minor damage that had happened to it going over a railroad crossing here in town. So this is one of those things that this plan could really help look at all of the conditions of that and then recommend to the city a prioritized list. So if we really wanted to know where to focus those efforts, that would be the outcome of that. And then the third and last part of this plan would be creating essentially some standard operating procedures for the municipalities to be able to follow, that whenever we do need to coordinate, talk to the railroad companies, to have standard operating procedures to say, who do we contact, what do we need to be asking, what are the questions we need to ask to get the best return, because sometimes it can be a long process. So pretty much trying to streamline all of these operations. That's the concept for the plan. So there was a request for qualifications that was put out through the MPO that was in January of this year. We received statements of qualifications from 5 consulting firms, and after doing an analysis, a grading team looked at it, and the most qualified team was HDR Engineering, which was found by the group that was doing the grading for it. So this, again, is going to be an MPO project, so it's actually 100% grant funded, but as the City of Tyler serves as the fiscal agent for the MPO, that it still follows the standard financial procedures for the City of Tyler, which means that any contract exceeding $50,000 comes to the City Council for approval. So it is recommended that the City Council authorize the contract with HDR Engineering for the railroad inventory and analysis.
Will the study include how often trains run?
Yes. Yes, that is part of the inventory. And another thing that I didn't talk about is that there's also the quiet zone. There is a part of that. So we'll actually have some GIS mapping, things like that, that would also help to really identify what are the bounds of the quiet zone. And if we wanted to extend it at any time for any reason, we could kind of have an idea of what it would take to do that.
Okay.
I want to say, Michael, I am so happy to hear about this because I have so many useless railroad tracks in my district. But you said that this is grant money?
Yes, the funding for this project is going to be entirely through the MPO grant fund.
Okay, excellent. I move to approve. M4.
Okay?
Second.
Okay. Got a motion by McKellar, second by Curtis. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.